Mild spoilers, not really.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That was one of the best things ever. I honestly don't even know what to say. Forget it. I'm done. I can't say anything about this movie. Forget it. Bye. It's good. Go see it. Fuck. That was even better than I thought it was going to be. That was everything I wanted in a movie experience times like infinity. They really outdid themselves here. It's as if Denis Villeneuve was like, yeah, you know, that first Dune movie, I showed you some cool things. That was neat. That was a really good movie I made. I bet you enjoyed it. But get ready, cause I'm just gonna knock you on your fucking ass with this one. This is a staggering return to epic Hollywood filmmaking. It's the kind of thing I want to see Hollywood pouring money into. I've been dying for something like this. People say Dune is the Lord of the Rings of our generation, but honestly, when I watch it, it gives me more of a feeling of watching Lawrence of Arabia in theaters. Like, this is our version of a big Hollywood epic. This is up there with Titanic, Ben-Hur, and yeah, Lord of the Rings. The story, the characters, the romance, the betrayal, the action, the drama, the lavish production, it is all incredible. I don't have a problem with this movie. Like, this is really good. Like, I don't know what to say. I guess I'll start with what I like most, which is kind of obvious. The directing and cinematography. Denis Villeneuve directs the shit out of this movie. He did a great job with part 1, but he steps it up even higher here. The long takes, the tracking shots, the way he films the action. Not only is it simply good, it is some of the best I've ever seen. I was sitting there in the theater watching this going like, oh my god, this is it. I'm watching a landmark movie. I'm watching a movie that's going to be held in the same caliber as like The Godfather or something. Another thing I really liked was the main theme of this movie. It's a phenomenal deconstruction of the savior narrative. You can read the movie however you want, but the way I read it and the way I think it's supposed to be read is Paul Atreides is not the hero. He knows this, and Connie knows this, and we the audience are supposed to know this. He actually is a weird future-seeing dictator, and he knew he was going to become that, and he tried everything in his power to not become that, and then he just became that. It's a great tragedy. It gives the movie so much nuance. It's unique. But also, like I said, it reminds me of other great movies like The Godfather. This seems like a weird comparison to be making, but just hear me out. Just listen. Michael Corleone in that movie starts out with the best intentions. He doesn't want to be part of the family business. He just wants to lead a normal life. But secretly, that's not true. There is a part of him that does long for the power that his father has, and although he tries, he's unable to ignore that part of him, and he descends into darkness and becomes what he was trying to avoid. Paul Atreides is exactly like this. In the beginning, he says he doesn't want to be a messiah. He just wants to be one with the Freemen and avenge his family. But though he says he doesn't want to be a messiah, he knows what he's capable of, and part of him just can't resist the temptation but to indulge in that. And though he does everything in his power to avoid it, not even love can stop him from becoming a monster. I really felt that part of the story. It was great. All the performances are phenomenal. Timothy really came through, Zendaya does a great job. Javier Bardem, obviously great. Josh Brolin, obviously great. Just everyone is perfect. Austin Butler really blew me away here. It was cool to see him in a movie doing a voice where he wasn't going, a baby, baby, baby. But no, he's great in this. He uses his voice so well. He uses his physicality so well. He's clearly committed to the role. I like the intention behind the voice that he chooses. Like, it's not just a graggly voice, it's purposefully reminiscent of the Baron, because obviously the Baron would have a lot of influence on him. Just, it's good acting. Like, yeah, that's good job, man. I was just completely floored by this. This might be the best theater experience I've ever had. I'm gonna see this again and again. I want to study this movie. I want to know this movie. Though I did enjoy the first one a lot, I do think this second one is a lot better. And I think when I go and rewatch the first one, having seen this, it will make the first one even better. Because the thing about that first Dune movie, though it is really good and I enjoyed it and it was cool to see it in the theater, I didn't really feel super motivated to revisit it all that much. Like, yeah, it was really good. It had some cool scenes, the acting was great, and I could admire it for having a more contemplative tone, but it just didn't leave as big of an impact on me. But the scenes in this movie, holy shit. It's exhilarating moment after exhilarating moment. The movie wows you, and then just goes and wows you again, and then just does that over and over again until the credits roll. Speaking of which, I didn't know that this movie was going to end on kind of a cliffhanger. Like, I know that's how the actual Dune book ends. I haven't read that book, but I do know how it ends. But I thought it was going to be more conclusive, I guess. So I really hope they make a Dune Messiah or whatever. Please go see this movie. There was no reason for you to not see this movie. This is why I was getting so sick of superhero movies. Because look, I don't hate superhero movies, alright? Endgame is a good movie. Spider-Man, No Way Home, Homecoming, whichever one. The third Tom Holland Spider-Man movie is a good movie. But they're just not movies that I feel like rewatching. And they don't wow me. And they don't feel like they're breaking new ground. And they don't tell nearly as good of a story. And the themes in them aren't nearly as interesting. Again, this movie is super entertaining and has lots of action and great spectacle, but also it's thoughtful, not in a condescending way. It's just a smart, well-made movie that also happens to be a cool deconstruction on prophecy and the savior narrative and all that stuff. You know how the Star Wars prequels tried to be political and they just end up being super boring and confusing? This movie is the opposite of that. There's politics in it. They talk about that stuff. You know, the spice is a symbol for something, I guess. Resources, that kind of thing. But it doesn't get bogged down by it at all. And it never sacrifices the cool storytelling and spectacle. It's just great. It's all great. Like, oh my god. Another thing worth mentioning is that through the whole 2-hour and 45-minute runtime, I did not check my watch once. My attention was totally held throughout the entire thing. That's impressive, because I can handle long movies, but even with a really good long movie, like Killers of the Flower Moon, I might look at my watch just to know how much time has passed, but I didn't do that for Dune Part 2, because I didn't care about what time had passed, and also I didn't want the movie to end. I was genuinely bummed when the screen went to black, because I wanted more. I wanted more of a good thing. I was like a little kid with ice cream. Anyway, yeah, go see this movie. Denis Villeneuve is amazing. Maybe the best filmmaker alive because of this. Just, oh my god, go see this. Go see it. Get up right now and go see it. I'm serious. Get a ticket. Get a ticket and go see it right now. Right now. I'm watching. Go do it. Now.